You know, we all get affected by this propaganda that's put out. I was affected years ago by Ted Gunderson. I thought Ted Gunderson was a good guy. I thought he had found seen the light in the FBI. I thought he was a good guy. You did too. You went over there. We got sold. We got brought out. Now, everything that's happened, there's somebody locally here started an organization called the Patriot Unity Company, or Patriot Unity something or other. I've got it, Coalition. That was it, Coalition, because they decided that we needed to stop the fighting in the Patriot movement. I mean, you know, you got Sherry Kane and Len Horowitz going on trying to put me in the same class with Ted Gunderson, because why? I knew him, and I knew you, and I knew Len.
No, I'll tell you what it's about, from what I understand, because I did a show with them in late nights in the Midland.
Yes, sir.
And we decided to out for 3 days, and you should go back and listen to it. It was last Thursday, late night in the Midlands. And listen to what they said, because I didn't initiate it. I didn't even know that they had sued people. I knew they had sued people, but I didn't know that you were in the suit.
I don't think I'm in the suit. Nobody's notified me.
I don't know what the deal is. You need to talk to them. But they mentioned you in there, and I thought, oh, fuck. You know, I've known Clayton, and, you know, what's this about? Well, from what I recall, and you need to go back and listen to it, because I was out of the room a few times and getting coffee when they were talking about some of this, so I didn't get the whole scoop. But I think the problem that you had with them was over something to deal with an ad, and that then it later on became from the ad that you had taken money or something to run an ad, and then the magazine bankrupted or something, is what I understood. And then what happened was he saw you in an elevator or something, and you said he shape-shifted. Well,
that's true. That's true.
Doing, hear me out, Clayton.
Go ahead.
What Lynn's doing is he's been so attacked, they've destroyed his business like they have me, and his reputation. The FBI. It's the same people. It was the Gunderson. It was all being orchestrated, and I can prove it out at Denver, Colorado. And I had the payroll. Actually, people in Interpol got that for me and gave it to me, showing that, you know, Tim White was on it, and Gunderson was on it, and so forth. And Ken Adachi, Anthony Hilder, different ones. And they were the ones that set up, like Dave Hinkson in prison and so forth. And so we brought all this out about these stooges in the FBI. Well, Lynn has filed suit against them, got judgments against 9 out of 10 of them. He's actually sued Alex Jones as well. Alex is the only one that's answered, or in the process of answering the suit itself. He's gotten judgments, and the next step is to get him under racketeering, and I'm getting ready to do my thing as well after all these years, and because of his judgments, and bring criminal charges against him to put him in prison. And the FBI, well, I'm not going to get into the details of how I'm doing it or he's doing it, but I think what you need to do is you need to maybe reach out to solve the problem between you and Len Horowitz, maybe by, you know, the shape-shifting crap in the elevator. And you know, he looks at you, I think, based on what I heard the other night, and I didn't even know. Like I'm telling you, it's the first time I heard it. And it's about this. I think what you need to do is you need to retract the statement, and I think maybe settle up with him as far as maybe promote his product or something. In exchange
okay, now wait, hold on just a second here.
Okay.
I have promoted his product for over 10 years. The earliest issues of the Free American had Len Horowitz's book in there, and I never charged him a dime for advertising. The deal I had with Len Horowitz is the same I had with everybody. You give me a case of your books, and I will sell your books and order from you from now on. And that's what I did for 10 years until the accident. Now, I don't know what happened to the accident. I was kept unconscious for 3 months from June 20th on, 3 months in 3 hospitals. And I didn't pay anybody, and I probably will never pay anybody anymore, and I'll pay that $750,000 hospital bill for 3 broken ribs. No,
Yeah,
I won't
know.
pay
I got
that.
100
So
grand
I
just
don't
laying in
owe.
the hospital. I'm responsible.
Okay, hold on a second. Let me finish
Yeah.
my statement. This is my statement. I don't owe Lynn Horowitz a damn dime. Never did.
Okay.
And if I did, I don't know what happened to records. I don't know who ordered it. I have no idea what happened in the 3 months that I was unconscious.
Well,
I had no
here's
control.
the deal. I know that Lynn...
Now, wait a minute. I'm still not through. I'm not through
I
here.
heard the other night, okay?
I'm not finished yet. I want to finish. Wait a minute. Just a moment.
Right, there's two sides to every story, and I understand, but I think where you got yourself maybe in trouble was saying that he shape-shifted, because Lynn right now, anybody that's attacking him, he's going after him, which I don't blame him for, as far as because he's got so many of these FBI fucks that have been all over him and trying to run him, just like they've tried to run you over the years, and they've tried to run me, and I've tried to run a lot of people. I would suggest that you send an email, sherrykane.com or drlynnhorowitz.com, and that you send an email to them, and you have a talk with them in the email.
For what?
For what?
So they can try to listen. The last time I saw Lynn Horowitz, he was standing in the middle of the hotel yelling, "Fuck you, Clay! Fuck you, Clay!"
Okay, he might have been. But
and he got in the elevator with me, and I tried to convince myself for a long time, for days, that I had imagined him shape-shifting. His jaw extended, his hair receded, and I saw the son of
pissed. He said the other night on the radio he was so pissed off at you over whatever it was. I caught that part of it because I walked back in the room. I'm going, oh, fuck. He's attacking Clayton. What's this about? And I heard him say he was so pissed off he was ready to hit you.
He was.
So,
it was the first time in my life, and remember, I'm 6'4", and I can take care of myself. And it's the first time I
don't
felt
doubt it, but I'm just telling you, I think if I were you, Clayton, to get out of this problem and to resolve the problem between you and Lynn, I would suggest, because it's not doing either one of you any good, and I've known you both for years, I consider you both friends, I would suggest that you get on Sherry Kane's, get her email right there on sherrykane.com. That is directly into Lynn. They're engaged to be married. And I would suggest that you send an email that you want to resolve the problem and you want to talk with them. And you can let them know that you and I have talked and that it would be best for the two of you to resolve your differences. And I think you could resolve that without getting into fucking court of law.
They're not going to take me to a court of law. I've never lost a lawsuit. I haven't done anything wrong. I haven't been sued
but I'm
in years.
just telling you, I think it would be wise at this point, and I do have another radio show to do, Clayton.
All right.
I promised them I'd be there 4 minutes ago. I hear them ringing in here, so I'm going to have to
go right ahead, Stu. I appreciate you being on, and I'll tell you.
You got my number. Call me later. I suggest that you send them an email. Go listen to that radio program first to see what their beef is. It was Thursday night, late nights in the Midlands, and it is up on my front of my breaking news site.
I'll find it. I'll listen to it. I'll find it. I'll listen to it. But
yeah,
you know, remember my accident happened on May 20th, 2004. After that, I'm not responsible for nothing. I don't owe nobody a dime. If they want to sue me, they can. And if they want me to, try to change, wait a minute.
Look, I suggest, for the sake of both of you, where you're not attacking each other, because both of you are good people and always have been, in my opinion, I suggest that you both resolve the differences and you both get on the same page.
Fine. I'm willing to do that. You know what? My phone number is up on my website. It's up on everything I do. This radio show will be up there. Everything's up there. Yours is too.
I want you to listen to the broadcast, because I didn't even know that you were going to be brought up on Thursday night.
Okay.
It was to out the FBI and out Alex Jones was the purpose of the program, and your name was brought up. So that's the reason I'm telling you that you need to listen to the broadcast.
I'll listen to the broadcast.
And then call me back later today or tomorrow, okay?
I'll do that. But I'll tell you the problem.
I'll try to play broker between the two of you where you can resolve your problems, okay?
All right, sure. I'll be and I'm available. I'll be glad to have you back on next week sometime if you want to come back. Thank you very much.
I'll be happy to do it with you, but let's try to resolve the problems between you and Lynn, okay?
All he's got to do is call. I mean, this is,
okay.
You know, I had an accident. It's been 8 years.
Listen to the program so you know what was said, then you and I can talk about it, and I'll talk to them about it.
All right,
okay?
sir. All right. I'm willing to talk to anybody. That's why I put my phone number, my email address up on my website, which is public, which is now going all over the world. So,
okay, because you two don't need to be fighting. We're all on the same fucking side. So
I agree with that.
Listen to it. Take the time today to listen to 3 hours at some point.
All
okay?
Right. Thank you very much, Stu.
Okay, thank you. And I'll talk to you soon.
All right, sir. Bye-bye.
Okay.
Okay. So I ran over there. So okay. All right. FreeAmerican.com is my website. My phone numbers are up there. I'm willing to talk to anybody. I think that Stu Webb is absolutely right about one thing. What we need to do is organize as Americans, as a free people, and put these politicians that have violated their oath to people. It's the politicians that are trying to push this whole communist form of government on you. It's the politicians that are trying to set you up and putting these. They've already funded the building of these detention centers. That is the part of the plan. Read the NDAA. This ain't conspiracy theory. This is telling you what they intend to do in case you get tired of getting ripped off by the banks. Well, we've got the military for you. We've got the NDAA. And the president can order troops into the street, says Colonel John Brinker on my film True Face of FEMA. At the first Homeland Security meeting, the president can order troops in the street any time. This is what we need to do. We need to have these people arrested, have them tried, and we also need to abolish all the laws against victimless crimes, one fell swoop, turn everybody loose, restore the voting rights for 40 million people that might have got caught with a joint in their pocket. Restore those voting rights, turn this around, kick the politicians out, and I'm trying to tell you that at freeamerican.com, we've got all the information, we've got all the contacts, it can be done. There's nothing that I did 20 years ago that was wrong. Starting the militias, we can still start the militias. The militias are the people. We do need a whole new Congress, and we need a new Senate that's actually by the people and for the people. Once again, I agree with that, David. That's why I have David Kosh on my show. If he ran for president, if he was elected president, everything could change. It's a matter of how you communicate. Now, you know, if you want to find fault with David, well, he doesn't have the money to do this. He doesn't need to. Well, he believes in. That's all distractions, folks. The energy is here. The goal is here. We need to arrest these people. We need to try them for their theft and their manipulations that people like Stu Webb have done. Now, they wanted to keep Stu Webb and I fighting with each other. Well, guess what? That failed. Now, if you go to, but I can't do this alone. Every politician out there has got his hand out. Every politician. Well, we need another $400,000 to beat the Republicans this time. Well, we've only got $300,000 to dump into our own media company. I'm sorry, the mainstream media. We've only got that much. And so we need more. We need more. Send some more money to your political party that have basically fucked you over. That's the truth. That's what's happening. This whole thing here, you know, somebody somewhere that wants you to believe Stu Webb's a bad guy. Somebody wants you to believe Clay Douglas is a bad guy. Somebody wants you to believe Ted Gunderson is a bad guy. And we don't know where the evidence is coming from any of this. Oh, J.T. Reddy, well, he killed his whole family. No, the police went in and murdered him and his whole family. Or the Mexican drug dealers that went in and murdered him and his whole family. That's what happened. That's what happens. And we're trying to stop it. The Free American is the one website, the one magazine, the one radio show that hasn't been influenced, that hasn't been, I don't care what religion you are, I don't care what race you are, I do care about America and the Constitution because this is our last source of freedom. Our last source. And, oh, I've got a few minutes left on the recording. So I think I will do stay with me there. Now, I just asked you, Webb, he confirmed the whole document that I'm talking about. Seals, and I talked about Barry Seal, who I happen to have met. He was murdered in a hail of bullets about a Median cartel had been outside a Salvation Army shelter in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. He's come back to haunt the reputations of 3 American presidents. Seal's legacy includes more than 2,000 newly discovered documents that now verify and quantify much of what previously had only been suspicion, conjecture, and legend. The documents confirmed that from 1981 to his brutal death in 1986, Barry Seal carried on one of the most lucrative and extensive brazen operations in the history of international drug trade, and that he did it with the evident complicity, if not collusion, of elements of the United States government, apparently with the acquiescence of Ronald Reagan's administration, impunity from subsequent exposure by George Bush's administration, and under the unusually acute political nose of then Arkansas Governor Bill Clinton. The newly unearthed papers show that the real Seal was far more impressive and well-connected than the character played by Dennis Hopper in the made-for-TV movie some years ago, loosely based on the smuggler's life. The film portrays the pudgy pilot as a hapless victim caught in a crossfire between the bungling and benign government agencies and Latin drug lords. The truth sprinkled into the document is a richer, though altogether more sinister, matter of national and individual corruption. It is a tale of massive, socially devastating crime of what seems to have been an official cover-up to match, and not least, of the strange reluctance of the so-called mainstream media journalism to come to grips with the phenomena and its ominous implications. Even when the documentary evidence had appeared, the trail winds back to another slightly rooted but obscure name, a small place in western Arkansas called Mena. Of the many stories emerging from the Arkansas of the 80s, it was the crucible to the Clinton presidency. None has more been elusive than the charges surrounding Mena, nestled in the dense pine and hardwood forest of the Wichita Mountains. Did I pronounce that right? Some 160 miles west of Little Rock, once thought a refuge for 19th century border outlaws and even a hotbed of Depression era anarchists. The tiny town has been the locale for persistent reports of drug smuggling, gun running, money laundering, tracing to the early 80s when Seal based his aircraft at the Mena's Intermountain Regional Airport. From first accounts circulating locally in Arkansas, the story surfaced nationally in 1989 as a Penthouse article called Snowbound, written by investigative reporter John Cummings and a Jack Anderson column, but was never advanced at the time by other media. A few reporters covering Clinton in the 1992 campaign missed hearing at least something about Mena, but it was obviously a serious and demanding subject. The specter of vast drug smuggling with CIA involvement, and none of the major media pursued it during 1992. The story was kept alive by Sarah McClendon in the Village Voice of the Nation. Then, after Clinton became president, Mena began to reappear over the past year. CBS and Wall Street Journal have reported on the original unquieted charges surrounding Mena, including the shadow of some CIA or national security involvement in the gun and drug trafficking, and the apparent failure of then Governor Clinton to pursue evidence of such international crime so close to home. Alright, that gives you a little bit, just an insight into why I'm kind of changing my focus, changing my direction. I've said I'll only start writing fiction from now on because I don't think you can handle the truth. I don't think, and how much of my fiction is truth, that's going to be up to you to figure out. Good luck. I'm Clay Douglas. I'm the Free American. FreeAmerican.com.